Hello and welcome back to the Emberclaw Clan of Paws Reach, and of course, to RimWorld. Where we last left off, everyone died. Everyone is feeling a little bit sad, we're struggling a little bit for food. You know, things have been better in this colony, that is definitely for sure, but we are in the process of rebuilding. Lily is currently in bed with she was injured by that rabbit because we struggled to kill it, but that's fine. Everything else is going okay. There are still a couple of holes in our walls that we need to patch up, but I'm probably going to start this episode by just letting things run for a little bit. Hopefully they'll cook up some food. Hopefully they'll start refilling up these things because Ruben is now on hauling, so hopefully that all goes well. Medic is still really struggling because Dragon died, and I totally don't blame them. Thankfully, they do have catharsis because they just went on a binge, so hopefully they'll be okay. In the meantime, Lily here, I would like you to go and fix this right after you've done whatever you're doing, and I believe that is the final hole in the wall. I'm just going to go around my walls and quickly double check. There is also this one, but again, we don't really care about that, although raiders could potentially come in through there, so I will prioritize fixing that up. But otherwise, our walls are looking nice and healthy, so that is good to see. I'm going to let them get to it. Lily will go ahead and fix this, and then we have another builder, don't we? Construction, not really. Medic can sort of do it, but he's not good, so Lily's going to get on that. Hopefully, Ruben can start refueling all of these things, and we will go from there. So we'll be back in a little bit. We're not actually assigned to unrestricted, so I should probably turn that on so that they can go wherever they need to go. That will allow Medic to go back to doing his meditation, which is going to be good. That is scheduled again, and we can go from there. And good news is we have a brand new recruit. I am going to go ahead and spin my wheel, and this is going to be Sunset Puma II. I do have a couple of new Golden Panda members on my list. I also need to mention, I completely forgot to mention Toxic in the eulogy that I did in the last episode. So that's not ideal. I apologize for that. I did re-put your name on that list. But Obrima here is going to be renamed to Sunset Puma II. And this will be Puma II as their nickname. We'll go ahead and accept that, go ahead and get all of their things assigned. In terms of what they're good at, they are going to be our melee pawn. They are a Neanderthal, which means they're not going to be good at intellect, social, shooting, or study, but, you know, they're still going to be okay as they are. They do have some crafting skill, which we are desperately requiring right now, so they're probably going to be mostly doing crafting, a little bit of hauling, and also be on melee. So I will go ahead and assign them the melee loadout, and in their work tab I will go ahead and fix all of this up and be back in a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that. They can craft, they can tailor, they can construct, and then they'll haul and clean, which I think is going to be a decent way to go about this for the moment. We also will need to open up another bedroom, which is honestly kind of annoying. I'd rather move everyone in here, I think. Although I need this cooler for in here. It's only 22 degrees outside, so they're probably fine not using the coolers for the moment. I will just go ahead and toggle automatic refuel on this one, and go ahead and assign Puma II in there, and that should be okay. Someone really needs to do some cooking sooner rather than later. Lily is currently working on that wall, I believe. No, she's doing management jobs, and then... oh no, she's already finished that wall. So that's good. We do have Puma as a construction person as well. It's not going to be as high priority, but hopefully that works out. Lily is now going in to cook, and hopefully Ruben at some point will start actually, you know, stocking these things. Also, I just want to quickly check. No, you're not our night owl. Is Adelaide our night owl? Yes, they are. And are you being recruited? You currently are being recruited, and Medic is keep converting on you, so that's fine. We'll let this run for a little bit longer. Everyone can get their bearings. We'll get some more food in our pocket and go from there. Adelaide has officially been converted to our ideology, so we can go ahead and start recruiting them. They currently have a resistance of 17, so that's going to take a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, we might have a little bit of a problem here. You have found out that there is a siege camp belonging to the Arctic Fox clan set up near your location. They seem to be gathering numbers and will imminently attack your colony at Paws Reach. If you choose to attack preemptively, you will only need to face 2 bowmen. If you wait, they are bound to increase their numbers and will eventually attack you with a much larger force of 2 bowmen, 2 thrall, and 1 skirmisher. Now, we are not set up to go on an expedition right now, even a little bit. We have no food that can last that long. I mean, it's not a long trip. If we go from there to there to there, waypoint please, that'll only take 0.2 days. So I guess we could send everyone out and try and deal with them as they are right now. The question is that the best choice for us? Honestly, I don't think it is. Now that we have a little bit of food left over, if I prioritize Lily building all of these traps, I think that's probably a much better use of our time than actually going out and doing things. I mean, we should have the traps set up anyway. Our walls are now secure. We have these barricades that we can use to defend ourselves. I think we can deal with the larger force, and it gives us a better opportunity to grow our clan through our prisoners. So I think that is what I'll do. I'll get Lily to prioritize building all of these traps, and then we'll just sort of wait for them. Unfortunately, we are missing wood. Hopefully Medic goes ahead and starts harvesting some of that. We aren't really using any. I can probably cancel all of these jobs. They're not strictly necessary. And then we can go from there. Alright, Medic's lethargy wore off, which is unfortunate. I think now is as good a time as any to go ahead and do a leader speech with Lily. It's only going to have 3 out of 10 participants. That could be better. I mean, that's really not anything we can do. We do have 110% on Lily's social impact, and the room impressiveness is about halfway there, so it's a 59% chance of being okay. And hopefully this is rallying and sort of lifts up everyone's spirits just a little bit. Medic has gone into a tantrum though, so that's fantastic. He is no longer going to get the effects of this leader speech. I really wish I had done that a little bit sooner. He will go ahead and get that lethargy back again. It was encouraging. Our development points have increased, and we don't get a mood boost from that, really. Well, that's unfortunate. Do we not? Seriously? If we go into needs? Well, you might not get it anyway. Oh no, we do. Encouraging speech +5. And, oh, Medic did get that bonus, so that is a good thing. But Medic is not having a good time right now. They're really struggling, and honestly, I don't blame them. But we're going to continue on, let them live their lives for a little bit longer, wait for this raid to come. We do have some traps up and running, but we need to prioritize that just a little bit more. I've also just noticed that Medic is actually naked. We've run out of clothes for them to wear, and that's not ideal. So I might go ahead and start a crafting task over here for just normal tribal wear. I think is going to be our best choice. If we just use normal tribal wear, we could make coats and pelts and tribal kilts and light and heavy, but I honestly think tribal wear is just going to be the best choice for right now. So I want to do that 1 per person plus, I don't know, +1. I would only like that to be made out of cloth, count equipped, and 51% or above of normal to legendary quality. And that should be fine, and they should get started on that. I believe that is going to be Puma the Second's job to do. They are currently building wood spike traps though, so that's good. And then they'll come in here and start actually making tribal wear, so Medic can put some clothes back on. I made a mistake. When I was deconstructing this whole fence and marking it all for deconstruction, I accidentally marked the pen thing for deconstruction as well, I believe. If we search for pen marker, yeah, we don't have one. So that's my bad. We'll go ahead and get a brand new one of those set up just down here. That's just my bad. I'll get Lily to work on that ASAP. We also have a ton of animals because Medic really isn't prioritizing getting the animals done. They're mostly prioritizing the plants. It is what it is. They will eventually die. We have so much nutrient growth in here that I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. We currently have 37.7 and we are using 27.5. So our animals should be fine just going about their days as they are. The only thing that it's going to do is give us a little bit of lag because we have so many animals right now. And that is absolutely fine. Now that that is bigger too, we can stop limiting how many young there are, which will in turn allow Medic to go ahead and butcher all of the excess adults that we have that we don't currently need. So I'm going to say turn that off and turn that off. We can have infinite young of both male and female, and we are only restricting how many adults there are, and I think that will be good. We currently only have 2 female goats. We don't have any male goats, so they're not going to breed anyway, but the pigs will and the ducks will continue to breed. Alright, that raid is now officially coming in. They are attacking immediately, but they don't have too much that's gonna potentially hurt us all that badly. I hope. The good news is that we do have a couple of traps here set up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 traps here. That's good. We are going to draft absolutely everybody, get them all lined up right over here. We do have the flame ball. We also have combat command is unfortunately unavailable. That sort of is what it is. These guys are going to come in nice and slowly. We have 2 melee, 2 ranged, which is not ideal. I would probably like our melee guys in the middle, but we'll organize that. Well, actually, no, I would like that to happen probably right about now. So Medic and Lily go over there. Ruben and Puma come down to the middle. And I think that'll be okay. You should have enough range to actually shoot in the middle there, so that's good. And they're fleeing. Okay, never mind. I was a little bit scared about that combat, but turns out we didn't need to even do anything. We just needed to get our traps up and running, so that's fantastic. And now we can have a look at whether or not any of these people are worth recruiting. They aren't Neanderthals, so that's interesting to note. Fast Walker, Optimist, and Pre-Industrial, they're incapable of caring, but I don't super care about that. Unfortunately, they're not great at much. They're okay at plants, which we are desperately requiring right now, so keep that in mind. But let's have a look at our options. You're good at medical, you're a psychopath, undergrounder, you might not be bad. Crafting, cooking, okay, maybe. You might be absolutely fantastic if you weren't unwaveringly loyal. That's really unfortunate. You really didn't make it anywhere close to us. That's interesting. Okay, so our options are out of these 2. Another medic would be good. That seems like a good idea to me. They could potentially do some cooking as well. They're an undergrounder, so we want to keep them inside. They could be medical, crafting, and cooking. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and take Urian, and I think we'll also take Toadslayer just to do a little bit of plant stuff. They are an optimist, which is fantastic. All right, let's capture both of them. So Puma, you go ahead and capture you. Ruben, you go ahead and capture you. Lily, I would like you to strip Red Shark. I don't know what they have, but it's probably worth doing. Yeah, they have a couple of decent things. Camel hide leather helmet, not bad. Cloth t-shirt, wolfskin mantle. Okay, yeah, I'll take your stuff. You also have some pemmican and stuff on you. That's going to be good. We'll get you guys all sorted, and hopefully none of these guys are about to die. You've got 4 hours left. You've got 5. We should be able to get to that in time. Take these guys back to the prison to be converted and then recruited. Medic is going to need to go ahead and heal these guys up nice and quickly, though. We're probably going to have to draft him bring him in here and use a stabilize on one of them before we deal with the other one. So you are going to be stabilized using the psi focus. Stabilize there. We'll come back to you in a little bit. And then while we wait, we can go ahead and undraft and capture. Take them to the bed and then prioritize tending. Get a couple of these done and then we'll stabilize the other guy. Alright, now you go up here and you stabilize, please. Okay, they're not carrying any medicine. Now they are. Stabilize. Perfect. You're now bleeding out in 12 hours. You just have conditions that need tending. So medic, can you please prioritize tending to Toad Slayer first? We'll allow all and make sure these are all hauled urgently. Medic should go ahead and stabilize Toad Slayer even further. And then we'll work on Urian, who is like electrified or something. That's weird. I don't know what that's for. Psychic. Oh, maybe that's the psychic stabilization. That is about to wear off. You're now bleeding out in 10 hours. Medic is now tending to you. You are fine. You have some stuff, but you'll be fine. And medic should come down and tend to you, assuming that their needs are going to be okay. They're ravenously hungry, but hopefully they can tend to you at least enough to get you stable before they go on a mental break. You are now consuming food, which is probably a good idea. And are you officially all tended? Yes. Okay, perfect. We'll now set both of these guys to be converted, because that is very important, and go from there. Alright, I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to hold a Night of the Embered Skies. We need wood. Do we have any wood lying around? I think the answer to that question is no. Alright, well that's unfortunate. Is any of this fully grown? Just some stumps, maybe? Let's go ahead and harvest all of just the trees, please. I just want the trees. That is control. Hold that, do that, and then medic should hopefully go ahead and do that. I'm going to decrease their priority on harvest just for a second so that they can focus on plant cutting. And we are going to stop you from sleeping. You'll use the latrine and then you'll go and meditate. Of course you will. That's unfortunate. I really need medic to do some work here. We need someone else with plant skill because currently we have absolutely no one. I mean, Ruben can do it, but he's not great. Maybe we should prioritize that a little bit higher on Ruben. I still want him to be hauling though. No, I'm going to leave it as is for now and just see how things go. A group of donkeys have joined. That's something, I guess. We have a female donkey and a male donkey. Donkeys will help us eventually get to a point where we can do caravans a little bit faster. Oh my goodness, look at all those ducks. We now officially have too many animals. But the donkeys should come in. We just need to get medic to prioritize actually taking them to their pen because otherwise they will just wander away. I'm going to let him do that after she has finished doing that meditation. We also have a meteorite of uranium over here. That is utterly useless to us at this point, but we will keep that as a note and hopefully try and remember that that is there if we ever require it. Medic is working on taking these donkeys into their pen, which is good, and then we should be able to continue with our day. Corpse obsession with medic. Okay. Medic has broken inside and become obsessed with corpses. She is going to find a corpse and present it for all to see. This happened because of poor mood. Jesus. That's dark, man. Alright, let's follow Medic around. Let's see what corpse they managed to find. Yep, go and find a corpse. And just show it to everyone, I guess. Please don't... Don't dig up one of our comrades. There's got to be corpses somewhere else that you can grab. Look, there's one down here. Why have you got to... Oh my goodness, medic. Come on now. Yep, you've got Anders. That is 100% Anders. Anders does have some stuff on him. No, we don't need any of it. We're going to leave Anders with the things that he's got. I think just medic showing him around is probably going to, you know, be enough. That is brutal. Yeah, Lily is looking at that. Cool. You just put it on the table. My God. We can allow that, please. And Ruben, can you please prioritize burying the corpse that medic just brought into the freaking dining room, slammed on the table as someone was eating? That's dark, man. That is so dark. Well, medic's having a rough time, you guys. Let's cut her some slack. God damn it. Okay, medic is no longer having a corpse obsession, but we do have a psychic storm, which is not great. I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, that's not fantastic. I think everyone just needs to go inside for a little bit. And let's do, well, we can do a public execution. I think maybe we'll just go ahead and do a Night of Embered Skies out at the campfire. At least everyone will be nice and close to home. I'm going to set everyone to the close area, just so that no one wanders away. And hopefully this will raise the spirits of our people just a little bit. And it was beautiful. That is what we want to see. Everyone participating in the ritual gets +6 mood for 6 days. Due to the quality of the ritual, we also get 1 more development point from 3 to 4. That is fantastic. Medic gained a Psi-Link level. The question is, do we want to go for something else? That is my main question. Invisibility doesn't seem all that useful to me at the moment. I'm considering... Well, that's probably not bad. If we go for Archon, they'll get Word of Trust, Word of Productivity, Word of Alliance, Group Link, Word of Pain. Yeah, I think we might go ahead and unlock that for Medic. The first one here is Word of Trust, which is speak to a prisoner while using Psychic Suggestion to reduce his resistance to recruitment. And that is going to be very handy for recruiting people just that little bit faster. Now, he doesn't have any levels that we can actually unlock one of these, but I think that is going to be good in the long run. So we'll let everyone continue on here for a little bit. Because everyone is limited to the close zone at the moment as well, and Medic's Psi focus is up to 100%. Doing this during a Psychic Storm seems risky, but I would like to try and get Ruben healed up. So we are going to draft Medic, and we're going to use Regrow Limbs on Ruben, and just see how this works. Ruben is going to be out of action for at least 24 hours, but I think that's going to be okay. So now we can undraft Medic, and I will rescue Ruben, take him back to bed. He will go ahead and recover for the next 24 to 48 hours. If we look at his health, he has a Psychic Regeneration Coma for 24 hours, and these should start healing themselves. I'll leave this up so we can see it, but I'm going to let the game run in the background. Lily does need to go over here and start trading with these guys just to see if there's anything we could possibly use. But otherwise, we are going to be mostly focusing on Ruben over here. All right, what have we got? They have some people. They'll join as slaves. Yeah, maybe. We also have some people we could sell ourselves. We could also sell a bunch of our ducks, specifically our ducklings, to free up some room and make it so that Medic doesn't have to go ahead and butcher them. That's honestly not a bad idea to me. Let's sell them, I don't know, like 20 of our male ducks and 20 of our female ducklings. That should be good. That'll get us a decent amount of cash. What else do we have? Nothing that I really want to sell. We could sell them the gold, but I don't think I want to do that. In terms of things that they have, Imperial statues, steel pottery, not really interested. The plasteel might be nice. They also have cats and goats. We have goats. We have 2 female goats, but no male goats. So I will grab myself a male goat so that they can start breeding. And I guess we could go ahead and have a look at whether or not any of these slaves are actually good. You're on plants. You're insatiable. Not the worst. Plants and artistic. Maybe. And you are pretty terrible. Plants and artistic is not bad at all. If we can convert them and then get them to become one of us, I would be somewhat interested in doing that. They also have a decent amount of intellect, which is going to be good for us. That was chicken, right? Yeah, chicken. All right, I'll buy chicken. That's going to cost us 400 silver. I'll accept that deal. All right, chicken. Slave. I would like to probably imprison. Then we can recruit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Get them in the prison. That should be fine. We need someone to go ahead and do that, I guess? Or does that just happen by itself? I've never really played with slaves all that much, so I'm not actually 100% sure. They are just doing things, and I guess they're just harvesting at the moment, which is going to be good for us, because we are running a little bit low on food. So once they've done that, hopefully they just go to the prison at some point. I imagine the warden will take over on that job. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. That seems like a good idea to me. All of our ducklings are moving on. And we need to get our goat up there, but I can't really tell where that goat is. It's probably that one. So we'll get medic to prioritize. Nope, no allowed pens. Why are you not allowed in the pen? What do you mean? Is that not our goat? That is our goat. Medic. No allowed pens. You should be allowed in here. Animals. Nothing is disallowed. Goat. You're allowed to be in the pen. Go in the pen. Medic. Take. Okay. I don't know what's happening there. Maybe we need to wait for them to leave before we can do that. I'm not sure. We also have a hole in our wall, but thankfully no one is using these bedrooms at the moment. This psychic storm is a little bit scary. It is ending, which is good. Can we do this yet? Medic, can you... Okay. How's Ruben doing? All of their things are regenerating. It's going to take a long time, but they are happening. So they're getting a new left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, hand, radius, humerus, and arm. All of that is going to take quite a while, but they should be happier in the long run because of it. All right, Goat 1 has started to roam away. Oh, I know why. It's because our schedule was currently restricted to close. So Medic, now go ahead and rope that goat. That's a fun word to say, rope that goat. Take them up there, and that should be absolutely fantastic. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. I might not have sold them enough ducks. I'm going to grab Lily here and sell them some more ducks. Where is the trader? I always struggle with this. There we go. I'm going to trade with them just before they leave, and we will get them some more ducks. So we still have 33 ducklings. We actually have 59 ducklings. So I'll sell them another 15. Can I please? Okay, well that's annoying. I would like to sell you 15 more of those and 15 more of those. And then in terms of our actual ducks, we currently have 12 male adult ducks. I'm going to give them 7 of them, bring that back down to 5. And 4 of our females. And then the rest can just go. Duck, duck, goose. They don't have nearly enough money for that, so I'm going to keep... Well, I guess I'll keep all of those and all of those. And that'll be fine. They'll give us 1,235 for that. That'll get rid of a whole bunch of our ducks. If we have a look at this, our nutrient consumption is at 38.9. As soon as all of these ducks leave, this should drop right back down to somewhat of a manageable number, because currently we have way too many ducks. I'm saying a duck a lot, but there we go. Already down to 33.32. They're still leaving. We're getting there. I think this will be fine. All right, perfect. All right, I'll let them continue on and we'll come back in a little bit. All right, chicken does need to be converted before they do anything else. They are, what were they? They were plants. So I think I would like to convert them first. Toadslayer, how's your conversion going? You're at 47. I'll do that first, and then I'll move on to chicken. We have lots of people in our prison, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's going to mean we're going to struggle to keep up with food a little bit. So much so that I need to go ahead and change medic's priority from plant cutting to harvesting, because we do need to harvest a bunch of this tomato to get everyone fed. We have a mad squirrel. Hopefully they just come down this way and get caught by one of our traps down here. If they don't, we'll deal with it after they've come in. But hopefully they just get taken out by one of these traps. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. They're down. We don't really care about that squirrel. It'll be fine. Ruben is no longer incapable of walking. They are still regenerating all of their stuff, so they're going to be a little bit slow for a while, especially on their manipulation, but everything else should be good, and they will be better off in the long term. So that is fantastic. All right, Adelaide has gone berserk. Why? She will attack anyone she sees because she was badly malnourished. Yeah, that makes sense. Thankfully, she is in our prison, and she went down. I guess everyone took her down. Medic will go ahead and take her to bed and tend to her, and that will be okay. She'll be all right. We really need some more food. Lily, what are you doing? You're currently sleeping? Nope. You are currently cooking, please. Get a couple more meals out before you go to bed. Alright, Toadslayer has officially been converted, so they can go ahead and start getting recruited. That means Medic can now keep converting on Chicken. Chicken is my next target here. They are currently at 53% certainty, so that shouldn't take too long. Toadslayer hopefully will get recruited nice and soon. They can start helping out with plant cutting and things like that. They're also a pretty decent shot, which is going to be good for us. And they have a little bit of intellect as well, so that should hopefully help out this clan quite a lot. It's been a pretty quiet episode so far. Nothing terrible has happened, touch wood. I think we're going to be okay. We have 4 prisoners here ready to be recruited. That'll bring us back up to 8, which is, I think, a good number of people to have. We might not have the exact same skills that we had before. Specifically, we really need someone who's good at construction, but other than that, we're doing okay. I think we'll be all right. I think. We're going to continue on for a little bit and come back in a little bit. And Adelaide has officially joined the community. They are already on the path of the Ashen Flame, and they are good at mining, cooking animals. They're going to be very, very useful to us. They are also a night owl, so we need to keep that in mind when we're assigning their things. I am going to give them a bow, even though their melee skill is better than their shooting skill, just because I prefer to stay at a range if I can. So they are going to go ahead and get themselves a recurve bow. Their schedule is going to look a little bit different to anyone else's because they are a night owl. So they get a mood loss if they're awake during the day between 11 and 18. So they are going to sleep from 11 to 18. These guys only get 6 hours of sleep. This is 8. Let's go for 2 hours of recreation at the end there. That should help offset things, and 1 hour of recreation beforehand. And that should be good to go. And the last thing to do is go ahead and figure out their work schedule. So I'll figure that out and come back in a little bit. All right, so they're going to be our construction person for the moment. Then they're going to go off to mine. If they've got any time left after that, they will handle and hunt, then butcher, then cook. I don't particularly want them cooking, but they should hopefully level up some of their skill through butchering, which they will, complement by having handling there. So they'll basically slaughter the animals and then butcher them straight after. I hope. That's the plan anyway. In terms of the gear they are wearing, actually not too bad. They have some padded armor there. I think they're going to be all right. I think that's going to be a good addition. We do need to go ahead and set them to a bed and make sure that their wall torch is being refueled. And that should be all good to go. Oh, I didn't rename them. They need to be renamed to one of our Golden Panda members. And this is a brand new one. So this is going to be Ueli, or Ueli. Please let me know in the comments down below. You are Ueli7 and your nickname is going to be Ueli. So that is that. You are Mud Digger. And welcome to the clan. We are now back up to 5 people, which is what we originally started with, and things are slowly but surely turning around for the Emberclaw clan. I'm going to let this run for a little bit longer and we'll come back once something exciting happens. Alright, so I was just having a look at Ueli's health here, and they have an artery blockage, which I don't love. They also have quite a few scars that are painful. 8%, 2%, and 19% on that right shoulder. So I think Medic might have to go ahead and do another regrow limbs on Ueli here, if I can select them. Sometimes my UI gets a little bit weird. I have to click all the way over here to select Ueli, but you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, Ueli was apparently super far away when I queued that up, but you know, it is what it is. That is now done. We can now undraft Medic and go ahead and rescue Ueli. I'm not 100% sure whether or not the Psychic Regeneration Coma will help with the artery blockage. If it does, that'd be lovely. If it doesn't, it sort of is what it is. I would also like to try and get a word of healing on Ueli. Once Medic has gone and re-leveled up their Psycast, which hopefully shouldn't be too long because they are currently meditating. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on Ueli here, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, it looks like the regrow limbs did not affect that artery blockage. I guess we're just going to have to keep an eye on that and potentially grab a prisoner at some point that we can harvest their heart from and give Ueli a transplant. I don't know if Medic is up to that task. Their medical skill is 9.17, so there's a chance that it works, but I don't love our chances without modern medicine. I mean, we don't have access to modern medicine at this point, so I guess we will see. Medic is also still really struggling. It's really unfortunate that counsel is not available on yourself because if it was, I would be getting Medic to counsel themselves constantly. At least I don't think it is. If it is, please do let me know down in the comments below. But we'll continue on for the moment. Alright, Chicken has officially been converted to our ideology, so we can go ahead and start recruiting them. I am particularly excited to get them on board because they have the plant skill and, I mean, art doesn't really matter, but they also have the intellect, so we can restart our research progress, which will be very, very nice because we are kind of stagnant at the moment with just these 5 pawns. And in saying that, Medic has officially gone berserk. Yeah, they're just attacking people. Okay, Ruben. Can I... Nope, don't do that. Stop that. I just want you to capture them. Lily, can you do it? Nope. Medic. Gear. Can I unequip that? No, I cannot. Perfect. Alright, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. Ruben might take a little bit of damage, but... you know, hopefully Medic just goes on his merry way very soon. I thought we could arrest, but I guess that is not an option. If I take Puma here, does that work? If I draft them? Nope, I can just attack them. Okay, well, undraft. Ruben, just run away from Medic the best you can. And Ruben is down. Medic, where are you going? You're attacking Toadslayer. Fantastic. Go attack our prisoners. That's better than attacking anyone else, I guess. Problem is, Medic is our only medic at the moment. And doctoring is not a skill that anyone else has. I guess we'll set Puma and Lily on that for the moment. Go ahead and rescue Ruben. Medic is just taking it out on our prisoners at the moment, which I guess is the best thing for him to do. Yeah, it's a bit rough. Okay, that's not good. Ueli, please. Okay. Medic, you're in the way. Ueli, can you please rescue Medic? Stop that now. I don't care where Medic is. And... okay, we can't use them. Puma, can you please... nope. Who's assigned to wardening? That is Lily, right? Lily, can you please prioritize taking these guys to bed? And prioritize taking you to bed as well. And everyone should be okay now. Lily is going to go ahead and heal up Medic. Yeah, okay. It is what it is. That's just a bunch of bruises. I think everyone's going to be okay. Medic really needs to start getting over this sooner than later. We also had a meteorite shower. An area has been revealed. That is terrifying. No, that's not what we want at all. Okay, everyone, I guess, is now assigned to the home zone. No, you're assigned to the close zone, and I will expand the close zone just a little bit. We'll include that area so that people can take people in. We'll include that area, and we will include that. And I guess we'll go all the way up to the anima tree as well, with a little path going through there. Everyone stay in this general vicinity, please. Anything else is not allowed. You know what? I guess we can come down to our fire pit as well, just in case anyone needs to, take stuff down there. But we now have insects roaming around. We have a bunch of gold ore over here, and we have a frigate ship landing somewhere else. We don't care about that right now. Duck 117 has died because this meteorite came and landed down here. And yeah, that is rough. We have more compacted steel over here. I guess we just have to wait until a caravan comes through and maybe they'll start doing stuff. It looks like they're just destroying their own home at the moment. We do have a tech print for Imperial defenses in here, as well as some crypto sleep caskets. I'm scared to open them. And hopefully these guys don't just destroy everything that we currently have. I'm going to keep a zoomed out view right now and let this run for a little bit and see what happens, because we definitely don't have the ability to take these guys on right now. We could potentially try and lure them down into our traps, but I don't know how successful we'll be in that. It's rough. If you guys have any suggestions on how to deal with this in the comments, that would be fantastic. Just keep in mind that we only have access to bows. I don't know how fast these guys are. Yeah, that's rough. All right, we're gonna keep an eye on them and continue on for a little bit. Oh, this is just gonna get worse if we don't deal with it. There is a hive in here that will reproduce in 5.4 days. Okay. I guess I'll wait for everyone to be fully healed and then we will try and rush them. We have hay. We could try and set them alight. I don't like anything about this. No, we don't have chem fuel. Okay, I think we need to try and pick them off one at a time. Needs to be the plan. What is this? Insect jelly. Fantastic. And an ancient barrel. Alright, I will wait for everyone to be healed up. Hopefully if they stay out there in the meantime, and we'll come back once that comes to fruition. Fantastic. Okay. Mega Wolverines, abandoned or lost, have wandered in. They might be able to help. There are apparently 2 of them, but I don't see the second one. If we go into our animals, sort by name, and scroll all the way down. Yeah, we have 2 Mega Wolverines. We could try and train them to fight with us. We have, what's that, female and a male, so they could also potentially, mate. For right now, I would like you guys in the close area as well. I don't know what they're gonna eat, but I guess we'll figure that out as we go along. So I would like to start training them on attack, probably. Let's go for guard and attack. I don't know how well that will work since our handling really isn't a skill that we have a lot of. Medic has a little bit. We might prioritize that down to a 2 for right now so that he tries to get that done. But yeah, that is interesting. It's an interesting development in our story. We can't actually train them. We need animal skill of 10. Do any of our prisoners have that? You have 1, you have 3, and you have 2. So absolutely not. We might end up just slaughtering them then if we can't train them, or just assigning them to this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a new zone. Manage area, new area. This is going to be animal pen. If they eat some of our ducks, they eat some of our ducks. It sort of is what it is. Don't show that to people. And then I can go ahead and expand that zone to include all of this. And honestly, do I care about that little section down here? Probably. I do. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist like that. So I'll get this marked out. I'll set them to be in here. They should hopefully just eat the food that's on the ground. If not, they might eat some of our ducks, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think I can change that in here. No, I can't. Okay, so you guys go to the animal pen, please. You guys just hang out up there so you don't eat all my, you know, actual food. And hopefully that'll be okay. Now, Medic and Ruben are still pretty bruised. They will heal up slowly over time. I might get a word of healing out on Ruben. And that should hopefully help him heal a little bit quicker. Medic is just, you know, it's going to take some time. He's at 67%. Ruben is at 66%, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, we have a raid coming in from the Arctic Fox clan. They are coming in from the bottom. It looks like a pretty manageable raid. Shortbow, yeah, that looks pretty manageable to me. Looks like we have a beaver dam in the middle of the ocean, which is interesting. Unfortunately, they won't go up here unless sometimes one does swing up, so potentially they will. I will go ahead and draft absolutely everyone and get them all down in this area. I mean, honestly, the traps should deal with most of these guys. I don't even think we'll have to do anything, but I would like to draft them all just in case. They will slowly head up here. If one of them comes up here and starts attacking the insects, I won't be too sad about it. But I don't think they will. Instead, you're just going to set fire to my wooden palisade. That's lovely. Ueli, you be undrafted and you prioritize extinguishing that. You are going to need to be unrestricted though. And I might actually have to change this close area to include all of this so that our people can actually go in there. And I'll expand that all the way out to there. That should be fine. Ueli, please go ahead and prioritize extinguishing the fires. Everyone here is just going to die, so we don't have to worry about that. I can undraft everyone. And honestly, we have so many prisoners right now, but if any of these guys are decent at construction, I might take them. 3, 7, undergrounder, pre-industrial. You're not bad. I like you a lot. Do you have any major issues? No. No, you do not. Okay. Medic, can you please use stabilize? Or do you not have enough things? No, you do. Perfect. All right, you use that on Jackal Slayer. We're going to take you because you have the construction skill that we need. You're also not bad at social, which is going to be good for us. And everyone can get on with the rest of their day. That is done. Medic is now undrafted, and we will go ahead and capture Jackal Slayer. These fires should be put out in no time. We have a little bit of damage to our walls, but they are still intact, which is good. And these guys are just chilling up here for the moment. I'm a little bit scared to go and deal with them, if I'm being honest. I would like to maybe recruit a couple more people before we get to that. Jackal Slayer is going to be converted first. Medic is not converting anyone at the moment because Chicken has already been converted. So let's see who has the lowest certainty at the moment. You're already converted. You are at 49%. So Medic, please keep converting Urian, and we will go from there. There is an option here. If I move my trading spot from here to like here, there's a chance that the traders that eventually come will anger these guys. I don't know if that is too cheesy though. I feel like we should try and do it on our own, but I'm scared. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save Emberclaw Clan episode, what is this? This is 7, mid. We're going to save it there because I will save scum if this just kills all of us, because I don't want to end the run yet. If it does kill all of us, we will go ahead and use that trader spot, but for right now, we're going to try this. We do have combat up and running, so that's good. We're going to schedule everyone, put everyone on unrestricted. I'm just going to bring everyone up here to prepare for this, and then we'll see what happens. Rescue of lips, yeah, that's fine. We don't care about that. These guys are currently active, which is a little bit scary, but I'm thinking we might be able to get this done, potentially. We might be able to block the door as well. For right now, I'm going to set everyone to just come straight out here and see if we can't get their attention. I'm going to throw on combat command, and I'm going to say, medic, you probably have the best shot at the moment. I'm going to set everyone to be suppress, medic, try and shoot at this guy if he comes into range. Okay, he's not going to come into range. We need to move a little bit closer. And I think eventually someone will get a shot off here through this wall. I think. That should at least pull one of them towards us. I hope. That's my plan. It's not a very good plan, but it's my plan. We've got one shot, a couple of shots going out. We might have got a hit there. What are you doing? You're scaring me. Where are you going? Okay, everyone come up here and we'll try and take this one on all on its lonesome. Everyone come here. Take shots. I think that might have pulled everyone. That's scary. And they are fast by the looks of it. Let's get everyone in this doorway. Oh, they're too fast. They're way too fast. They are way too fast. And we've got a knockdown already. Everyone get in the doorway. Lily is down. Block the doorway. Ruben, can anyone shoot over this? You can't shoot over that, really? Can you go here and shoot over that? Yes. Okay, you're down. You go there. Okay, that's not going to work. With the current gear that we have, that is never going to work. Wild Man in Black is here. Okay. That is a reload. I apologize for taking you out of the immersion, but I had to try. So I think our best bet is to put our trading spot right up there and say, hey traders, could you please deal with the insects for me? Because I don't think we are even close to being equipped for that. The good news is it looked like we could come out a little bit before they noticed us. So I'm going to try and put the trading spot like right there and see if that works. I'm going to get Lily. And I'm going to say, Lily, can you please schedule, you are now back to close, and Lily is now unrestricted. Lily, could you please come up here and prioritize working on that? Get that done, and then when our traders come, we can keep an eye on them and see how that goes. Lips, yep, we knew that was going to happen. That already happened. Lily is a little bit slow, but she's making her way up, and hopefully she doesn't get attacked while we do this. Ruben has gained a psychic link level, which is nice. And Lily is constructing that. That is now there. The old one is automatically removed. Lily is back in our base. We can now reassign her to be close. And I guess now we just wait for a trader. Ruben is going to get self-explosion. Expels pressurized flammable gas from the caster, which immediately ignites. High chance of igniting those in the blast site, but does little damage without harming the caster. Okay. So that hurts ourselves, I guess. Looks like then we get Fire Shield, Explosion, and Breathe Flame. For right now, these are a little bit useless. I guess Flame Ball is okay, but it's not great. And yeah, so I guess we're just going to wait a little bit. We'll keep recruiting our prisoners. We'll wait for a trader to come by and see if they can help deal with this for us. Because currently we do not have the arsenal to get through those insects. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, Urian has gone berserk. He will attack anyone he sees. That is fair enough. He's going to take that out on our prisoners. Thankfully, they only have fists, so eventually they'll knock each other down, but they're not going to do too much damage in there. And they are down. Someone should eventually come and rescue them. They are actually bleeding out in 11 hours, which is kind of wild. And we have a raid coming in. They will prepare for a while and then attack. Hopefully someone comes around here and starts attacking these guys. But in terms of their weapons, longbow, recurve bow, yeah, that should be fine. If they come in down this way, they honestly will just get downed by our traps. Assuming they're not Neanderthals, which they are not, so that's fantastic. Yeah. Things are happening, but they're happening slowly. We really need a trading caravan and potentially a really quite large trading caravan to come in and deal with all of these insects. If that doesn't happen, then yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. Chicken is now officially being healed. We can probably go ahead and turn off doctoring on both Puma and Lily for the time being because that is no longer necessary. Medic is pretty much healed up. They are now beginning their assault. I'm going to leave that. I'll just let them come down and deal with our traps. If anyone's left over, we should be able to deal with them without too many problems. Just waiting for Puma there to finish what he is currently doing. Our first one is down, second one is down. The other two, you're going down, and then the rest are fleeing. Now, do we want any of these guys? We're struggling to feed the ones that we currently have, so probably not. You're no good. You have mining, sure, not great, and you have mining. You're unhygienic. No, I don't think I want any of those guys, so we're just going to leave them for the moment. Puma is just finishing up the healing on Chicken here. I actually might stop him from doing that and get you to prioritize tending. Puma is going to be taken off of doctoring as well as Lily. Medic should come down and do this much more efficiently. Yeah, in one shot that is now done. And we will continue on until we get a trade caravan or another raid. Ruben and Ueli just got into it in a little bit of a social fight there. They're both going to be fine. Medic will eventually go and tend to both of them. Everyone's just a little bit on edge at the moment. Everyone is a little bit on edge. And I have officially been recording for almost 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to end the episode there. Next time we will come back and see whether or not our trading spot worked. If you guys have any better suggestions, please do let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are enjoying the series, make sure to go ahead and leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you would like to be part of this clan and mistreated and underfed, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. But until next time, happy building, happy surviving. Bye, guys.